Chapter 6563. Trevor saw that Tawana was obviously a little angry. And for a moment he didn't know what to do. He thought about whether he should say something that she would like to hear, so as to ease the tension between the two. But, somehow, Charlie's words just now always reminded him of his childhood and adolescence. He remembered that during his childhood and adolescence, the society was full of all kinds of rotten temptations. And tattoos and smoking were just child's play. Many of his friends joined gangs at a young age because they pursued fashion and coolness. Some of them became drug addicts at a young age, and some of them were robbed and fought with street gangs before they reached adulthood. In the end, they were imprisoned or even died on the streets. The reason why he was able to overcome all the obstacles in the field of baseball, get a full scholarship from a prestigious university and even join the professional league and reach the peak of his life. More than half of the credit was that his parents had always corrected his direction during adolescence. Whenever he began to deviate from the normal upward trajectory of life, his parents would always pull him back to the right path at the most critical moment. So, thinking about these things, and looking at the things his girlfriend has always supported, he always felt that something was not right. At the very least, parents of minors should not be deprived of their guardianship over minors just because of their cognitive impairment. And they should not make irresponsible decisions for minors. Moreover, sparing no effort to promote these things will indeed make some minors who have no opinions think that such things are cool and trendy, and then affect their own judgment. With this in mind, he could not say anything to support it. So, he patiently said to her, "Baby, let's look at this problem calmly. What Mr. Wade said does make sense. When I was in middle school, many of my classmates started smoking marijuana. The reason many people smoked marijuana was because the social environment at that time gave everyone a feeling that smoking marijuana was the coolest thing at the time. Much cooler than owning a pickup truck. As long as a boy smoked it, he would be the most handsome in front of girls. When a boy smelled of marijuana, the girls around him would look up to him. Why? It was because the social environment at that time was like that. In that environment, everyone was influenced by what they saw and heard. And they would deliberately pursue bad things as well. It seemed that the more bad habits they had, the more they would be looked up to by others. If my mother hadn't been correcting me all the time, I wouldn't be sitting here as your boyfriend. Maybe I would have died, or I would be serving my sentence in Ohio State Prison. So, we shouldn't support and promote some things too much, or there will be some unexpected bad results." Tawana said coldly, "Trevor, what I want is a loyal supporter of me, not a preacher who refutes me and tells me what to do. I don't want to talk to you now. You'd better edit the video as I ask as soon as possible. If you can't do it, then we'd better reconsider our relationship." Seeing Tawana's stubbornness, Trevor was in a dilemma for a while. The atmosphere between the two of them also became deadlocked as Tawana got angry. At the same time, Stella's motorcade had already arrived inside the Tokyo Dome. Before the car stopped, she saw Charlie and Claire standing at the door, which made her feel a little flattered. She never expected that she would come to visit Charlie. But Charlie was waiting for her at the door. After the car stopped, she opened the door herself and walked down immediately without waiting for the assistant to open it. When Mitsui Yoshitoka saw her, he immediately took his wife and daughter to step forward to greet her. But Stella didn't even look at him, and came directly to Charlie, respectfully and a little ashamedly said, "Mr. Wade, I came to see you. How can I take the responsibility of you coming out to greet me in person?" As soon as these words came out, everyone around was dumbfounded. Stella is not the daughter of the Fei family. She is the head of the Fei family. And she is the #1 figure with unparalleled control over the family. Why is she so respectful to an unknown young man? Not to mention that her grandfather supports her 100%. Even her uncles and cousins are obedient to her. She has no potential enemies in the Fei family. Whether it is a dragon or a tiger, the Fei family is all her people. This alone makes Stella different from all the rich second generations. Even Simon of the Rothschild family is far less capable of controlling the family than Stella. From the outside world's perspective, once the huge scandal of Fay family and a group of playboys doing all kinds of evil on the private island was exposed, the reputation of the Fay family plummeted immediately. And they almost became a rat crossing the street. And everyone wanted to kill them. At the critical moment, Stella stood up to save the situation. She did not shirk any responsibility, but directly paid a huge amount of compensation, apologized publicly, and took all the responsibilities. This kind of responsibility is rare in the world. Everyone also believes that Stella's operation was perfect at that time, which made the entire Fay family convinced and obeyed her orders wholeheartedly. But in fact, only the Fay family knows why Stella